Welcome to Disability UK. I'm Joy, and today I have a lovely, cozy wheelchair or chair seated yoga flow for you today. And I'm an American living in the UK, fully embracing ugly Christmas jumpers. I will put a link to the Spark company that made this amazing sweatshirt, we'd call in America jumper in the UK. It says, "Have a holly Dolly Christmas." I had to get it. And I did use my own personal funds to get it. They didn't give me this as a freebie, but I have so many shirts of theirs favorited. So go check them out. I'll put a link in the description because who doesn't want to have a holly dolly Christmas or whatever you're celebrating this time of year? Doesn't matter. Holiday, festive season, everyone from any background is welcome in this space, whether or not you're celebrating Christmas right now. Maybe you're just celebrating coziness and are here for that. So, welcome. So, like I said, this is a cozy flow. If you prefer to be in a chair for this, you don't have to be a wheelchair user to do chair yoga and enjoy its benefits. All bodies are welcome in this space. So, I wanted to do this practice in my wheelchair just to show you some simple modifications that make seated yoga in the chair just happier for us wheelchair users. Make sure you're cozy. I know I slammed in here with some very high energy. I'm going to dial energetic joy down and bring forward cozy, comfy joy as best I can. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do while you get your chair set up, I have these lovely lavender buckwheat bags, and I'm just going to pad the side of my wheelchair here so that it doesn't dig into me when I'm doing some of the flow. So it just really nicely tucks into the side and makes it cozy. I'll move my water out of the way and just tuck it into the other side here. Okay. And then I'm not going to use my blocks immediately, but on my chair, the lever for my brakes, my leg just hits it very kind of strange. So I just put blocks kind of at an angle for my front casters here so that when we do the flow series fit, I have a more comfortable place to rest my foot, and I'll show you how that works. Let's check in with ourselves today. Maybe close your eyes if it's safe and comfortable for you to do so. Maybe you gently stare straight ahead with a nice soft gaze, whatever you need. And I'm gonna have you maybe sigh it out. I need another sigh. I'm gonna inhale, just sigh it out. All that energy, all that excitement in this holiday season. Or maybe you're feeling kind of the lull of the season, this rest and hibernation time. And all of this activity can really take our energy from us, especially if we're living with a chronic illness or we're neurodivergent, or we exist in the world in a way that seems contrary to the world. But know you're in a space where that's not the case. You're in a space with other people who maybe feel like the world doesn't see them or fit in with them, or that existing in how the world is can be so hard. It's not you. Ground yourself in that. it's not you. You're here with a group of us who experience it in our own unique way, but we share that story, we share that experience with you. As you do this cozy practice, hold space for yourself. I know that's kind of a phrase that's been going around lately, holding space. And really it's about creating an environment, a space where you feel held, where you feel seen, where you feel safe, whatever that looks like for you. I know that we are all here together, sharing this virtual space during this really hectic time, which is sometimes exciting and sometimes draining, and sometimes bring us happiness and sometimes brings us sorrow. Let all that be in today's practice. Gently open your eyes, wiggle if you need to wiggle. You can do this practice fully seated back in your chair if you like. If it's comfortable for you to do so, I'll invite you to bring your legs forward in front of your footrests. And just, if it's available, feel your toes on the mat. Again, these are just invitations. Every person's body is different. Every person's body needs different things. So I invite you to always choose yourself in this space. Whatever your body needs, choose that for yourself. No matter what I'm doing, you choose you. We're going to start with some gentle, segmented spinal rolls. After I assist Loki. Okay. All right. So we're going to start at the base of the spine, and I'm tucking my tailbone and gently curving my back, going one vertebrae at a time, forward, nice and gentle. And then as I come up, untucking the tailbone. And instead of thinking about doing a big arch back, like a big cow pose, I want you to think about lifting straight up. So we have the beautiful, amazing Dolly has joined us in our yoga practice today. And Dolly is going to shine her beautiful light forward to you. We don't want her shining her light up and away from us, no friends. She is shining her light straight forward, also helping us hold this space. Lovely. We'll do that one more time. Tucking the pelvis, thinking one vertebrae at a time. As the upper back expands, you're really feeling those shoulder blades drawing apart. Curl in. Tuck your chin. And then coming up from the base of the pelvis, one vertebrae at a time. Until your chest, your light meets Dolly's, and we're extended upwards. Lovely. All right. As we do this practice, do whatever you need to do to get comfy. And we'll do some shoulder rolls. Think about moving from the shoulder blade here, not the arms. So let's let our arms hang out. And we're gonna bring shoulders to ears, shoulder blades back. Again, not letting Dolly's light shine away, Dolly shining forward and down. Forward, up, back, down. Feeling the movement of the shoulder blades on your back. All right, let's reverse that. So I'm coming, squeeze back, up, forward, down, back, up, forward, down. One more time. Back, up, forward, and down. Fabulous. Okay. I'm going to scoot back to the back of my chair for this next move because the back of my chair will give me some really important information about what I want to keep still. So right beneath the shoulder blades is where my chair hits. I want you to think about where your chair hits, and if it's right beneath the shoulder blades, that's a good point. You can put something back there like a towel to hold it in place so that you get a good input. And the whole goal of this is just keeping the spine connected to the back of your chair. Because this is a more cozy practice, if you don't want to put that much thought into it, that's fine. But these are really good for the thoracic spine. I'm gonna grab a hold, give Dolly a hug, and I'm gonna bring elbow to knee while pushing my back into the backrest of my chair. Keeping that pressure into the back of my chair, gently rotate. Around and around. Coming back up, we're going to switch sides. Pressing that back into your backrest. Lovely. Let's get into a bit of a flow here. Again, I'm going to come forward and place my feet on the floor. And let's start with chair pose. Same thing, we want Dolly's light shining forward. So when we get into chair pose, we don't want to, I'll turn to the side, get into this thrusted forward position. We want to keep shoulders over hips for this position. So okay, pressing through the feet. If you don't feel that activation through your feet due to your spinal cord injury or damage or whatever, try, if you're able to keep your legs out in front of you without them falling open, you can try pressing your hands in the top of your legs, getting that little bit of resisted force. Okay, and then I'm gonna have you with hands on thighs, hinge forward at the hip. Okay, and then we're gonna come to chair pose, and we're gonna bring one arm up so far as we can without thrusting our chest forward. Lovely. Just gonna hold this gentle chair pose. And now fold, let it all hang down. Maybe rest the hands on the toes. You can dangle opposite hand, opposite elbow. Sigh out whatever you need to sigh out. Flop. Let it go. And then when you're ready, let your hands support you. Pushing up lunging from the hips. Let's do that again. So I'm going to start by just walking my hands forward, shoulders staying over the hips, and then reaching. One arm at a time. Don't crank your head up to the ceiling. Just stare gently ahead. Inhale. That was totally an exhale. Let's try an inhale and then exhale. Sigh it out. Maybe while you're folded down here, you give yourself a little massage. Maybe you do a full-on dangle. Maybe you widen your feet slightly, making more room for the belly. We all got one. Let it be free. Let it occupy whatever space it needs to occupy. And then gently walk yourself back up. Okay. We're going to do a crescent pose now. So one leg is straight forward, and then this is like my back leg. I'm going to help it onto this block. And I might need to adjust here slightly so you can see better. But basically all this does is it helps me clear this break here so it's not poking into my thigh. You don't have to perfectly replicate these yoga lower body postures. Don't worry about that. So many rules. We're letting go of rules. Did Dolly Parton ever follow the rules? No, that's why she's amazing. So, crescent pose. I'm gonna have you turn your shoulder points forward, light shines with Dolly over this front leg. And again, we're reaching arms overhead if that's available to you in such a way that we're not thrusting our chest up. Just like we did in that chair pose, we're lifting up and over. And then I'm going to invite you into a lovely side bend here. So my right arm is on my right knee, pushing myself up. Chest is facing kind of in between the legs. And I have two opposing forces here. This side is lifting up, bringing space. And this side is kind of reaching over. And now you can place hand on ribs, shoulder, or overhead. And instead of cranking our head up to look at that lovely hand, stare just straight forward with a nice, lovely, relaxed neck. And let's breathe in this space. Gently coming back up from the base of the spine, moving into a bit of a modified triangle pose. Front leg here extends, if that's available to you. And then again, chest is facing kind of at an angle in between the legs. And we can reach down. Again, getting a little bit of a turn, a twist at the base of the spine. And then the chest. And again, Where is this arm going to hang out today? That feels really good for me, so that's where I shall be. And then gently coming back up. Now I'm going to take my legs a little bit wider than my chair, whatever that looks like for you. And I'm going to come into goddess pose. I mean, how can you not have goddess pose with Dolly Parton in your practice? So if it's available to you, pushing through your feet into the mat, into the floor. If not, you're always welcome to provide that input or place feet on footrests. And let's create that nice goddess pose. You can even roar if you'd like. Let's do it together. Feels good. All right, and then we're gonna burst into star pose. No worries if you need to help your legs out a little bit. Lovely stretch. All right, coming to the other side. So now my left leg is in front, and I'm just placing my right foot on a block because it helps me clear the lever on my wheelchair block. If your chair doesn't have that issue, you may not need these modifications, but you know, it's a way around it. So I'm all set here. Light shining forward. And again, we're coming into that crescent pose. And I want it to think lifted. We so often throw ourselves into this back bend, which looks beautiful in dance and ballet, but does not feel terribly cozy. So stay cozy. Excellent. And if it's available to you, I do want you to still thinking about pressing your foot into the block, pressing your foot into the floor, helping your body get that information that it needs. Femurs drawing into pelvis. And then let's come forward. We're going to shift our chest right between our legs here. Left arm comes down, rests on the thigh, creating that nice lift through the side body here, so we're not collapsing. We want cozy, not collapsing. Although with the weight of things going on in the world right now, totally get it if you need to collapse. We all do from time to time. So we're turning a little bit from the base of the spine, a smidgen, and then letting that rest come from this thoracic spine, this chest. And again, where do you want to be with your arms? And if you're able to create some resistance, some pushing in through this front foot so that your thigh presses against your arm here to create kind of that tension, go for it. And then we're going to come down, turn, and then invite this front leg to straighten. Turn back forward. And find that spot. Maybe come down first. Arm up if you'd like. Or arm by your side if you like. Or arm on back rest. Or on rim. I don't make the rules. You do. And we come back up. Wonderful. Back into that goddess pose. Okay. Legs. If you can get them nice and wide and that's cozy for you, do it. This is what's cozy for me. Toes can point out to the side, forward, whatever. Bring those cactus arms up. Let's do another roar. Come on. Here we go. Inhale. Love it. Okay. Invite your legs to straighten. Take time with your tone. Be gentle and loving with your body. Trust me, I know it gets frustrating when your legs just do whatever. Don't listen to your brain. Don't take it personal. Star pose. Fabulous. Your body is doing its absolute best for you with what it's got. Coming back down. All right, let's go back to that chair pose. We're gonna do all that again, starting with the other side, if I can remember which side we started on. So let's get back into that chair pose. Here we go. I've got shoulders over hips, arms up overhead, and fold. A nice slow flow. And then walking back up. All right, lovely. We're gonna go through that sequence one more time. So I'm gonna help my right leg onto my block. Left leg forward. Inhale. Crescent pose. Dolly and I, we're shining our light to you. And then turn. Shoulders face in between the legs. Coming forward to a nice side angle. Thinking about pressing up, opening. Lovely. Coming back down. Extending that leg with love. Chest shines between the legs. Coming forward. Beautiful. Back up. Bent legs, wide stance. Inhale. Excellent. Legs extend. Star pose. Coming over to this other side. So this is my right. Y'all, I've got MS brain fog, so mirroring is not happening. Just do the other side. All right. So this time my right leg is in front. I gently help my left leg over. Nice space of support. Light shining forward. Pressing into those feet if that's available to you. Nice and tall. You belong here. Coming forward, elbow on thigh, nice lift. Doesn't matter what shape you take. Move in ways that make you feel good. Coming back up, straightening the leg, taking your time, give your body what it needs. Nice triangle pose here. Keeping that lightness, keeping that lift through the heart space. Last time for that goddess pose. So, feet come wide. Here we go. Inhale. Love it. Star pose. Wonderful. Before we scooch back, we're gonna do a little bit of a cool down where we're just rotating side to side. Let it be loosey-goosey. It's totally okay. Excellent. We'll do a little bit of seated pigeon. So bringing that ankle to the thigh. Inhaling and just folding forward. So you feel a nice cozy stretch. As you come up, if it is available to you, I want you to cradle your leg like a baby and just rock it. Especially if you have a condition where you tend to get mad at your legs, like me. This just kind of reminds me to send loving kindness to my body. It's totally normal to get frustrated with tone. It's hard. But we gotta send ourselves some love too. All right, leg. Other side. Gently bring it up. Fold forward. Getting a gentle stretch, the back of the leg. Same thing. This leg, I'm gonna cradle it. It's available to you. Maybe you just hold on to it kind of in this pigeon. Maybe you bring it up. It's really up to you. The little baby leg. Give it some pats, give it some love. It's what you got. All right. Letting it come down to the floor. I'm going to scoot all the way back in my chair here for a nice, easy Shavasana. I want you to get cozy and comfortable. That might mean you want to come out of your chair and lay on your back, or if you want to lay on your stomach. If you like sitting in your chair, but find that your legs kind of splay open when you relax and you don't like that feeling, you can wrap a blanket or a shawl, tuck it really tight under your legs and kind of create a cozy cocoon for your legs. I'm just gonna let mine fall open to the sides of my chair. And if you'd like, before we settle in, if you like the sensation of rubbing your hands together, you can do that to create some heat. That is like nails on chalkboard for my body. An alternative is squeezing your hands together without rubbing. That might feel a little gentler. Squeeze. And then you can place them on your heart, on your abdomen. Rest them by your sides. And just feel your breath. Gently closing your eyes if it's safe and comfortable for you to do so. Staring softly ahead. Noticing your breath without trying to change it. You don't need to change. Let yourself exist as you are in this space. Let the idea of this community, of all these people here showing up as they are and accepting you as you are, support you. And anytime this holiday season gets to be too much, know that you can always come back to this space on your mat or in your mind, and we'll be here waiting. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Open your eyes if they're closed. Do any final movements you need to do to come back into your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this Christmas, Yuletide, holiday, winter yoga with Dolly. Please take a moment to subscribe to help other people find this content and support this community. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon.